So Jacquees makes this bold statement that he's the king of R&B right now. Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to KRS TV. This is your boy Kenny, and this is my another thoughts and commentary video, and it's about Jacquees making the bold statement that he is the new king of R&B. But before I get into this, let me announce that on Monday, December 17th, I will be premiering my new show, Teas and Scandals. It's like my personal docu-series where I'm going to be showcasing, different people from the past and the present as far as entertainment, politics, you name it. And the first episode is going to be on the Supreme, so definitely, look out for that video. That's going to be released on December 17th, and I will be doing videos for Tea and Scandals every Monday. So just want to share that with you guys, and definitely I'm looking for you guys to check out my new show. But let me get to the meat of this video, because this situation has taken on a trend of its own. You got people from Jay Holiday to Bobby Valentino coming out making statements. You got Charlamagne the God, who else? Diddy, and so many have come forward, now that Jacquees has crowned himself as the king of R&B. Now, I'm not gonna knock Jacquees because I'm a fan. I think he's a great artist. He's popping. But at the end of the day, Jacquees, you are new to the game, and you are so new that you just can't be throwing, your hat into the gauntlet saying that you the king. And he's saying, well, he pretty much what he's saying is that he's the king of his generation, in regards to music. He's his generation's king of R&B. Now, that's something he may feel personally about himself, and maybe, if he shows and proves down the line, that could be true. But right now, you just got to the table. You just got some of the collard greens, you got some of the cornbread, you even drunk some of the punch. But bruh, you definitely need to get a slice of that humble pie for dessert, bruh, because you're doing a little too much right now. And it's definitely taking a life on its own. But then again, this could be a PR stunt because it's got people talking about him. So it works in his favor, but then again, Jacquees knows who the kings of R&B are, and he definitely knows that he's standing because of these former kings. For example, albeit like Marvin Gaye. Let me think of another one. I even say Bobby Brown. Because remember back years ago at the Grammys when Whitney said, and I want to dedicate this to my husband, the original R&B king. She got a lot of flack for saying that, because by this time Bobby was known for all of his arrest and all of his craziness in the tabloids. People forget that Don't Be Cruel album changed the face of R&B music, because this was the first time that hip-hop was actually merged with hip-hop beats. He actually helped take Teddy Riley to the next level. So in that regard, he was the king, because he was a person who came in and changed the face of R&B music. And R&B music is still on this path today. And it gave birth to Chris Brown, it gave birth to Usher, and it even gave birth to Jacquees as well. But Jacquees, you just got into the game, bruh. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep on delivering great content. And in time, the people will crown you the king of R&B. And the industry will crown you that. Take, for example, Michael Jackson, king of pop. He didn't crown himself the king of pop. We did, as well as the industry. Because after Thriller and Bad, he was unstoppable and untouchable. He ruled the pop charts after that bad album. So yes, he earned that title. The same thing with Mary J. Blige, being the queen of hip hop soul. That was a title that was given to her by Diddy and Andre Harrell, because they knew the kind of artist Mary was. She was going to be a game changer. The top female artists at the time when Mary J. Blige came out was Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, Anita Baker. These were women who were sophisticated, were very clean cut, and pretty much had this very glossy, made up, princess type image, pretty much glam. That wasn't Mary starting out. Mary was hood. Mary was rough, but Mary was soulful. And at that time, Mary wasn't calling herself the queen of anything. Mary at that time was in a very dark place, in her What's the 411 and the My Life albums. She was really struggling hard with a turbulent relationship, with drug addiction, with her self-esteem. But her being the queen of hip-hop soul, it showed and proved itself. So we to this day call her that, because she's our generation's Aretha Franklin. I remember when Mary came out, she blew me away because I never saw anything like her. So that's an example. Let me think who else. Aretha Franklin being called the Queen of Soul. That was something that was placed on her. That was, the industry as well as the fans. We call her the Queen of Soul because she was such a soulful singer that everything she touched turned to gold. After she, had her sessions at what's the name of that? It totally slips my mind. When she got to Atlantic Records, that's when this soulful singer began to emerge, because before that she was kind of singing jazz and kind of pop tunes, but she really didn't hit until she became the Queen of Soul. But then again, that was a title that was given to her, not a title that she bestowed upon herself. Gloria Gaynor being the Queen of Disco, that was something that was given to her, not something she placed on herself. Little Kim being called the Queen of Rap, that was, Biggie gave her that title. That wasn't a title that she created on her own. That was the title he placed on her because she was a game changer in hip hop. There was nobody like Little Kim before she got there. And look how many babies that Little Kim, have sprung, had gave birth to with her delivery. I mean, you got Nicki Minaj, you got Cardi B, you got so many female artists who pretty much have benefited off of the blueprint of Little Kim. Just to put it out there, like, that's how it's done, Jacquees. This ain't hip hop. Hip hop, a lot of hip hop artists can come in and call themselves the king of whatever. I'm the king of the South, I'm the king of New York, etc. But in R&B, bruh, and also in the real world of music, those titles are given to you, and you have to have a lot of accolades. You got to have a very strong fan base, and you have to be that type of singer that people gravitate towards. Yes, you got a strong fan base, bruh, and I'm proud of you. You definitely need to keep doing what you're doing, because you're going places. I definitely see that. But right now, don't be so quick. Don't get too cocky that you end up biting the hand that's feeding you. Don't get too cocky that some of the people that's riding with you decide to ride with somebody else. Because let's be real, Jacquees, you got some competition. Hell, even at the Soul Train Awards when you performed, that cypher, them two dudes that was in that cypher will slay the fuck out of you, bruh. BJ the Chicago Kid and my boy Luke James. These are some dynamic singers, bruh. You got a good voice, but could you match them? And I like what Bobby Valentino said. He said that us R&B guys need to go on a tour and we need to see who's the best. Let it be a real competition where the fans decide, because that's who chooses, that's who decides who's the king and queen or whatever. Jacquees, you know, you've been around since 2012. I mean, 2016, you know, BED, definitely, I love that song, and I definitely liked it when because he had performed it that year at the pre-show for the BET Awards. So I've been following him for a minute, and he's a good artist, you know, and I'm not knocking him that he feels he's the king of R&B. He can feel that. He can feel that all day, every day. And on top of it, I consider us as black men that we are kings. So I can call him a young king in the making. You know, a young king who's pretty much, you know, laying the groundwork to do something different. But bruh, have some humble pie, and don't be so quick to throw yourself out there like that, because it literally has become a trending thing. Everybody coming out with videos, but the funniest one for me was Jay Holiday. Jay Holiday been in bed for a long period of time, you know, because y'all remember Jay Holiday's song, I'ma put you to bed, 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 I'ma put you to bed. I'm like, that was my shit, you know, back in, I would say, you know, in the early 2000s. I mean, I was fucking with that song. That song was the shit. And, you know, shout out to him, because, you know, he's from the DMV. But his situation was hilarious, because here he is, you know, doing you know, going on Instagram, calling himself, schooling him, you know, why he's not the king of R&B. And then one woman came up and asked him, was he the valet? I was through. I was like, Jay Holiday, the tee-hee-hee was on your ass, because here it is, you coming out trying to school Jacquees on who's the king of R&B, and in the process, you end up getting read by a woman who thought you were a valet, you know, the man on Mars parking cars, goddamn. So that part had me laughing, but then again, I see where he was coming from with that. Like, bruh, this ain't hip hop. You know, the king of R&B has to be earned. You know, that's not some. But then again, it works because it's trending. Now he's being talked about. So now all eyes are on you, Jacquees. What are you gonna do? You know, what's gonna be your next project? You know, because, you know, he has a good album. You know, and, you know, definitely he's getting, you know, a lot of notoriety for the things he's been doing, so that's cool. But bro, you still young. You still a baby in the game. You know, continue to eat your collard greens. Continue to eat those greens. Make sure you enjoy the punch, and make sure that you have that slice of humble pie for dessert. Because if you continue to go off with these antics, it may not work in your favor. But then again, you trending, and you know what they say, good or bad, all press is good press. So that's what I have, y'all. You know, put your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts about this situation, because I just thought it was funny. And I just laughed at all of the different videos that everybody was saying. I mean, hell, even Tyrese, you know, came back and said something. Tank said something. Because I was just immediately thinking, like, you know, because I'm a singer too, and, you know, I'm like 11 years older than Jacquees, so he's young. You know, he's young. He's 24. He's pretty much at his peak as a young brother making his way. So he's feeling himself, and he should. He's made some accomplishments within his short career, and he should be proud of himself, and he should feel confident. He should feel like a king. But bruh, to be a king of R&B, you got a hell of a lot of work to do. And trust me, you definitely got a lot of showing and proving to do if you want to be a king, bruh. So, let me hear you guys' thoughts in the comments. I like to hear what you guys think about this situation, and I definitely like to go back and forth with you, because this whole situation is just, it just had me completely over the heels with this, because I was like, wow. These young people, man, they just think they can just grab something. No, you gotta work for it, bruh. Because trust me, you got some R&B heads who are ready to line up and take you on. So be ready to battle, Jacquees. So that's what I have. Subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you can get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I'll be back with another video. And also check out my new show, Teas and Scandals, which premieres Monday, December 17th. So until next time, everybody, take care.